everyone. Sheila back again. I'm just having a cup of tea. I've just had my tea and I'm having a cup of tea now up here. And I've been to my knitting natter today and I have the 5 pieces finished for this little cardigan. But as I'm putting a collar on it, I'm going to pick up the stitches on the front first. So I'll have to work out which ones I'm doing first because I think I'll make this for a little boy. Pull those pieces up. And what I had left of my ball of wool, I wind them up to put them into cakes. I wound it up again because it was getting a bit messy and collapsing in, and that's what I do. That's why I like the smaller ones as well, because sometimes when you get a big hollow in the middle of the cake, it sort of tends to fall in and you get the wool doesn't come out as smooth as well. So that's what I do. I wind it up into a smaller ball, and that's what I'm doing with this one. But like saying, I've been to my knitting natter today and I would have had a lot more of this done. I think I got about 6 rows of my knitting done. I'm going to be picking this up and see which is the button side. That'll be the button side. So this will be the one for, I like to do yes, with the boy, that'll be the buttonhole side. So I like to do the button side first. That's easier, and then I work out the side, the number of stitches and everything for the buttonholes. But this is in a 2 purl 2 1. But I've been to my knitting natter today and I probably would have had that sleeve finished. I didn't finish the sleeve until after I came home, because all I got was about 6 rows done. I spent most of the time putting my friend Anne's knitting right. Got her knitting right. And then Alison was doing some little hats to put on the chocolate orange. And she's doing them for to build them up for Christmas, I think. And she wanted to do a little. It was a little. I've got that one on the wrong way. A little Christmas pudding, and she wanted a couple of leaves. She already had a little berry to put on. She wanted a couple of leaves. So she says to me, "Will you crochet the leaves for us?" I don't do that. I'm a gurumi. I said, I don't do that sort of crochet. I just crochet ordinary stuff. Oh, go on, just have a try. You know how to crochet. As I showed you how to do it a couple of weeks ago. I showed you the basic stitches. I says, just make a chain. I says, and then just crochet each side of it. But I says, do slips, so many slip stitches, so many double crochet, so many triple, and then go back down again to double crochet, and then go around the other side. I haven't got a clue what you're talking about. You do it. So I ended up doing them for Alison. And then while my friend Anne was knitting, she started making more mistakes again. I don't believe it when I go there. I'm the only one that can seem to put people's knitting right and do other things. I never get any of mine done. So I sorted that out anyway, and then I managed to do 1 or 2 rows of my knitting, and then I had done a phone pouch for Molly quite some time ago. One of the very first ones I did, I think it was the very first one I did, actually. I did for Molly, so she could hang it around her neck because of her age, 92 years old, and she does have accidents, fall down sometimes. And she says if she goes out of the house anyway, she always has this phone pouch hanging around her neck. So because something happened to her one time and she was hours before anyone, and she managed to get anybody to come and help her. So that's why I did the pouch for her then. Of course, she brought it out. So was showing Shirley, and Shirley saying, "Oh, where'd you get that?" And Molly, oh, Sheila made it for us. And she's negging Molly, negging me, me like that. I said, I'm not doing phone pouches at the moment. That's crochet I'm knitting. Just one? Well, at least I've got a couple of weeks because knitting that's not on next week because it's August bank holiday. And the pub likes all the tables because I have a lot more custom in. So I'm picking up 1, 2, 3. That's 3 stitches. Missing one and picking up the next one. That's how I pick the stitches up for the bands on the front. I pick up 3 stitches and I miss every 4th stitch. It depends on the pattern. Some patterns have more rows to the inch, so those ones I only pick up 2 and miss 1. But this one is pick up 3 and miss 1. And I don't think I'd been able to do this, with all the gossip that was going on. They would have just took my mind off what I was doing. And so anyway, it looks like I've got a phone pouch to do for Shirley. And then Molly, those crochet balls you made me, those 2. I made 2 crochet balls for her because we got a wool winder from Temu for Molly and she loves it. But she says she has that much knitting on the go. I want another 2. I'm saying I'm trying to do my own things and I'm ending up things for other people. And then I took what I had knit with me to show the girls where I had knitted. The little orange cardigans going. I was trying to build some stock up and I was trying to build my stock up for things, but everybody keeps buying what I'm knitting. The little lilac cardigan's gone, the little orange Trinity stitch one's gone. So I'm trying to knit more to build the stock up again, and it just doesn't seem to work. But I'm doing 1, 2, 3. And the next one I will probably do in the next size up on this little cardigan. This is a 16 inch. I'll probably do an 18 inch next time. And I'll probably do a tutorial for that because like I said the other day, I'm just going to start doing more tutorials because I earn more revenue when I do tutorials than I do on this channel just sitting talking. But I will still be doing videos on this channel as well because a lot of people like to hear what I've got to ramble on about actually. But this is what I'm doing today anyway, and I'm going to pick up the stitches. Hopefully I'll get this finished tonight and I can start. It won't be. Oh, I've just remembered I won't be able to do any knitting tomorrow. Not tomorrow afternoon. Me and my granddaughter, we are going down to meet my son, her father, in Bishop Auckland. He comes up to see the kids every so often because Cheryl, he has two children, Cheryl and David. My 2 grandkids are his kids. And he lives in Yorkshire, so he comes up every so often, especially when it's their birthdays. And the birthdays have just passed. But he's coming up to Bishop Auckland for some reason or other. I don't know why. Instead of coming up to where we live, he would have come afterwards. But Cheryl said it would be better if we go down and she says we'll meet my dad down there, meet my dad there, and we can just have a day with him and then we'll come home and then they can go home to save them coming up here again. So I'm going to Bishop Auckland tomorrow afternoon because Cheryl does work in the morning and get the kids sorted and that. And so I'll have in the morning to do a little bit knitting and then I'm going down to Cheryl's, and Cheryl's driving down. I'm not driving down. Cheryl has a bigger car than mine. Hers is like one of those people carriers. You can get 7 people in where mine's only 4. It used to be. Mine is a little Citroen C1. When I first bought it, the very first time I bought a Citroen, it had a 3 seat belts in the back, but now there's only 2, so it's only a 4-seater car. So I'm glad because Cheryl's driving down instead of me. And then we'll come back home. I don't know what time we'll be back home, but I'm not sure how far Bishop Auckland is from where I live up in here and near Newcastle in the northeast. So I don't know whether there must be something on that my son wants to go there for. But that's where I'm going tomorrow, so that's another day that's filled for me. Because I was going to get things done in my garden, but I wanted to dig out my beetroot and dig out my onions. We'll have to wait till Wednesday. I could have done it yesterday, but we have had rain, and I'm just using my computer today because my tablet is flat. I forgot to charge it, and I'm not going to bother using it at the moment while it needs charging. So maybe a little bit going light and dark, the picture. I think I maybe have to look into buying a new computer, I think, and get a one with a decent camera on so I don't have to keep using my tablet all the time for doing videos. But I was going to dig my onions and the beetroot out, but it had rained. And I know because I dug one of the borders over in the front garden on Saturday when my son was up here. He was doing things in the back garden, and I dug because the borders needed digging in the front. I dug over one, and it was very easy to dig over because I had already been digging it over, and it was the soil was just turned over, no trouble at all. But it was quite wet. It looked dry on the top, but it was white underneath, wet underneath. So I thought if I'm going to dig the onions and the beetroot, the roots will be all wet. I'm going to wait till it dries out a little bit, and then I don't have that problem with the wet, claggy roots on the. Because I have to put them to stack them somewhere if I'd let the onions dry out until all the leaves are brown and dried out, and then I can twist them into on around a rope and hang them up in my outhouse. But when I came home from my granddaughter's yesterday, it must have been just the right time because I thought I hadn't seen that rat. There's more than one rat. I had seen 2 rats at least in my garden, but when they ate my carrots, but I haven't seen any sign of them. And I kept looking, but last night I must have been just the right time. I looked out the window because my workroom overlooks my back garden. And I looked out the window and I looked down, not in my garden, but next door where the house is empty. There's a young man bought it. He'll be moving in about a month's time. But it's thick with weeds and they're very high, the weeds and that, even between the paving, the patio thing that there, and these great big weeds and that. And I looked and I could see some movement under the leaves, and then they shot out. There was 3 full-size rats, adult rats in the garden. And I watched one of them came under the fence into my garden, and I have a hedge runs all down by the fence, and it used that hedge to hide. It ran all the way down the bottom, and then I saw it come out the bottom and go all along the edge of the fence, right to the corner. And I thought it was going to disappear out the corner where I've seen it come in before, but it didn't. It went up the other side of the fence, so I don't know what they're doing round there. But the other 2 that were in the garden next door stayed there, and they disappeared into some leaves. So I'm going to get some of those little trays of rat poison and I'm putting them around my garden. I just hope there's no cats or birds or anything try to eat them because they were adult ones. And if there's any females, we're going to be overrun with rats here. Either that or I don't know whether the council will do anything. I may have to get onto the council about it if that's just 3 that I've seen. I don't know how many that actually was. And I'm wondering whether it's because the house next door had been empty, whether they have a nest in there somewhere. So when I see that young man, when I see him again, I'm going to have to tell him about the rats in his garden because he has children that they were playing in the garden. He's only up on a Sunday because he told me that he works away all week and he's only home. But I don't know whether he's a woman, a missus, or what. I've never seen anybody else, so I don't know. I'll have to have a word with him and tell him there's rats in his garden anyway. Between his garden and my garden, and I imagine they must be going into the garden on the other side as well. Both sides of my garden will be looking for food. And I'm surprised I haven't touched my beetroot up to now. I've been keep checking it. I thought I'd seen any sign of them touching it, I'd get it dug up straight away. So they may start looking for food now because they'll not touch the onions and they won't touch the leeks because they're too pungent. But I do have strawberries. I have a second flush of flowers has come onto my strawberries. So some ones my granddaughter bought me my birthday, I think, and I put them in the garden. I didn't know what kind they were. Something called Verve or something, I think, but they seem to have a second flush. They have had strawberries off them, just small strawberries they were, but there's a second flush. So I'm going to be getting more strawberries, and I've got some tomato plants that are quite a good size. I'm waiting for them to turn yellow or orange. So I hope they don't start going after those. They ate my potatoes as well. And I dug up my potatoes and I got next to nothing off them because they must have been under the soil and taken the potatoes as they were grown from the plants, because there was practically, in fact, there was one, I dug it up and you could see all the little ends where the potatoes had been pulled off. There was nothing at all on it. What I got out of two 12-foot rows of potatoes didn't even cover the bottom of my bucket. But I have more potatoes planted on the other part of the garden where my granddaughter came up and dug it all over for me because it was really bad. It needed digging, that, and I put potatoes in there. So I'm hoping they're not going to go after those ones as well. They were going to have rats, I'll have to get rid of them because I'll never ever be able to grow anything in the garden. I've never ever had trouble with rats in my garden before. In all the almost 40 years I've lived here, that's the first time I've ever had rats, or I've seen rats come into my garden and eat anything. So that's just a little update. It is now, the light is starting to go. It is 6:30, which means my video will start getting darker than it is now. So that's enough ranting and raving on about Natter and rats, and thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.